Royal Mayfair is back. Hey everyone, I'm David with Fragrance Bros, of course, the best source for everything fragrance related. Now, I am a big Creed fanboy. I think most of you guys know that I really love Creed. They just came out with this right here, Royal Mayfair, which is a re-release of Royal Mayfair from 2014. And then that was a re-release of Windsor from 2008-2009. They sent this to me and I did an unboxing of this, and I am really excited to talk about this one. I have a lot of things to say about this. And of course, if you like this type of content, feel free to subscribe down below. I think you really like it here. All right, date introduced was 2014. Last year, I was about to say this year, last year as of this recording. Notes in this are eucalyptus, rose, bergamot, bitter orange, tuberose, jasmine, cedar, ambroxan, musk, and vetiver. Now, Susan, I think this is great for spring and summer. As for the notes, you can definitely tell this is a very fresh, bright type of scent. Great for spring and summer. And I think this is mostly a day scent, though I probably would wear this at night. I think this goes probably even better in the daytime, mostly because of those fresh notes. Just remind me of just bright sunlight. Occasion, I think this is an anytime scent. I think primarily this is great for casual and work, but I do think this would work really well on a date and work also well for formal situations as well. It's just a really great, versatile, well-rounded Swiss Army knife type of scent. Now, the performance on this was excellent. Excellent longevity, also excellent projection as well. Really pleased about that with this one, because with a fresh scent, I'm not always expecting really great performance on it. I don't necessarily need it to be long lasting, but I kind of go in expecting that it's just going to be, just a couple of hours. Not so with this. I got easily 10 to 12 hours in this. Now, by that time, it's mostly a skin scent, but you will get whiffs of it every once in a while. Really pleased with that overall. It was more powerful than I was expecting. So yeah, great on that. The projection is also excellent as well, especially for the first few hours. It really pushes out. Not super strong, but still has a pretty nice bubble. So if you want something that is a little louder for a fresh scent, I think this does the trick. Years ago, I got a decant of the original Windsor. I think it was just in a trade or something like that. And Windsor was a fragrance that was, I think, really limited, and it was vaulted for a while, and it would come in and out at certain retail locations as a vaulted fragrance. You could only buy a small amount at a time, and it was exorbitantly expensive. I tried a decant of it and I was hooked. It was one of the best Creed scents I'd ever tried. Years later, the Royal Mayfair came out, and it was kind of a revamped version of Windsor. They could make more of it. It wasn't limited. I don't know why they changed the name, but they changed the name. Now, I don't have those other two versions. I don't have the original Mayfair, and I don't have Windsor to compare all of this to. So I'm just going off what I remember it being. At its core, Royal Mayfair is this very nice, fresh, floral type of scent with rose and eucalyptus, kind of a dyad of notes there. Now, when I say rose, I don't want you to be scared, because this is not necessarily a traditional rose type of scent. I am not a rose person. I don't really love rose. I tried, and I still don't really like rose. Some scents with rose I do like. This is one of those type of scents. It is a rose scent in the fact that it is a scent with rose, not necessarily a rose-forward scent. The type of rose they use for this and the amount of rose they use for this is tuned perfectly. They must have gone through a ton of different ratios and blends with the eucalyptus and the rose to get just the right amount, because I get both of those in kind of this perfect pairing where one of them doesn't scream louder than the other. Those two notes are mostly what I get at the start. I get a lot of those two notes. Those are the main player right there. They're mixed just well enough. You get the kind of bright freshness from the rose, that kind of floral essence, but it doesn't smell powdery, it doesn't smell old, it doesn't even smell feminine to my nose. And then the eucalyptus smells really good, brings this kind of balmy greenness to it, but it doesn't really smell super camphorous either. It doesn't smell like mothballs or anything like eucalyptus can. So they did a really great job. Now, at the start, you get that. You get those two notes. You also get this kind of really beautifully done citrus pairing in there from the bitter orange and the other citrus that's in there, but it's just enough just to brighten the scent and not enough to where you really notice it. So it just adds this kind of twinge of sweetness, sourness, and just enough there to lift the fragrance, but not overtake the main players of the notes here. And that's kind of just the first phase. It kind of almost reminds me of that kind of fresh, green, watery quality that you get when walking into maybe a florist with fresh cut flowers. It has that kind of crisp greenness. I would say that in this fragrance, even though it does remind me of that, it's not quite as floral as a florist shop. Another thing I really love about this is that there's 3 distinct phases of this scent. You get the first phase, which is that super punchy eucalyptus rose thing right away, with some of the other notes making their presence known as well. Then as it dies down, that main note kind of goes down. You get some of the other floral notes like the tuberose and the jasmine, and you smell some hints of the musk in there. And that kind of has this really nice, interesting note that almost reminds me of coconut, but just barely. It's not a coconutty type of fragrance, but there's something in there that has that kind of coconutty type of thing in there. Every once in a while, I'm like, is that coconut? It's not coconut. It almost has that vibe, which I think is very cool. And even then, that's not very strong, and that doesn't overtake the blend either. You still get that kind of green quality throughout the entire scent. Then as it dries, you get that noticeable Creed dry down with the musk, the kind of full, almost foggy, balmy type of thing that Creed does so well with their fresh scents. You get that in the dry down, and that lasts for a good long time as well. It is a little bit more tamed on your skin, but you get that Creed dry down, which I love and I'm addicted to. Creed does fresh scents really well, and at this point, it's almost comical how well they do fresh scents and how they'll try to go out of their way to make other type of scents, but they don't make them quite as well as they do fresh scents. And this is another one of those scents that Creed has made that is on the fresher side, but it is amazing. And this is easily one of my favorite Creeds out there, easily. Probably top 3, maybe number 2 for me. This is really, really excellent. As far as scents go, I think this is so creative and so ingenious as a fresh type of scent. It's still very masculine, but also flowery and floral. It's a very cool, interesting change there. Leave it to Creed to actually do what everyone has been trying to do, make a masculine type of floral scent. This is perfection. One of my all-time favorite Creed scents. This is incredible. Everyone needs to go check this out. Definitely go and get Royal Mayfair. With that, I'd like to thank my sponsor, Fragrance X. Fragrance X is an online reseller that sells thousands of legitimate products for a discounted cost. If you're considering buying a fragrance, definitely check out Fragrance X. I'll have a link down below to them as well as a coupon. But also check out Rakuten.com. Rakuten.com is a website that offers you a rebate with every purchase that you make through their website. They actually have a deal with Fragrance X that offers you a certain percentage in rebates just by buying through Rakuten. So I'll have a link down below to them as well. Definitely check out Fragrance X and Rakuten together. Great. But I would love to know what you think. What do you think of Royal Mayfair? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. I'll see you next time. I'm Dave with the Fragrance Bros. Bye.